People who got stuck into weird places. Humans are amazing with their extraordinary achievements and skills. We have dived deep into oceans to disclose the mysteries and leap through the stars and far beyond. But some humans are sometimes caught out for pretty dumb stuff too. For every genius, there's some dumb adult trying to fit himself into a kid's swing. And it's our job to show you the sillier side of mankind. The humans who don't seem to have a brain to make the smartest AI robot, but can still amuse us with their ridiculous antics. Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we will be showing you pictures clicked just at the right time when people got stuck in weird places. If this video brings you a moment of joy and make you smile, make sure you hit the thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for us to begin. This Papa Bear thought he could make it down the little girl's backyard tube slide. His big belly got totally stuck in the process. We can all learn a lot from his foolishness. If you're going to get stuck anywhere, it might as well be somewhere filled with candy, right? This little boy doesn't look too happy with his decision, but at least he has a lot of sweet treats around to keep him occupied. Over in Germany, there was a bet between friends to pose inside of this giant vagina sculpture. Sadly, he got stuck and emergency services had to be called, with over 20 firefighters working on the scene to get the dude out. 18 Chinese roller coaster passengers got stuck in the worst possible position when the ride broke down. They were stranded upside down for hours until repair workers could fix the issue and get them out of there. Too scary to begin with. I never knew traffic cones could ride a bike, but there is this human who proved us wrong. A guy put one of them on his head and it fell down to his shoulders, leaving him stuck for 2 whole hours until the police arrived to help. With her head in her hand shaming over herself, this girl knows that she messed up. Let's hope she thinks long and hard before she attempts it ever again. A woman lost her bracelet in her toilet and reached in to pull it out. Sadly, she couldn't pull her hand back out and had to dial 911 to get help. Responders had to actually remove the toilet from the house and take it outside to break it. This guy is getting a feeling for life behind bars as he struggles to escape from this children's play area. I wonder how did he get there in the first place? This Moroccan daredevil was in the middle of a record-breaking attempt to drive along a super long high wire. Unfortunately, he got stuck halfway and had to be helped down, but at least he had a nice view. Here's a lesson for all the grown-ups out there. Kids' play areas are not the place for you. This girl must really want some cat food. She's even willing to get herself trapped in the shelves for it. This girl thought it might be fun to revisit her youth and climb into a baby's rope swing at the local park. Unfortunately, she quickly realized she was way too big for it and was left dangling upside down while her friends struggled to help her out. Boris Johnson, who is the Prime Minister of the UK right now, once got stuck on a zip wire while celebrating the Olympic Games in London back in 2012. Johnson, Mayor of London at the time, was left dangling 20 feet in the air until rescuers arrived to get him down. It's really pretty childish to see a bunch of holes in the wall and think, I'm going to put my finger in there. But that's exactly what this guy did in this restaurant, and he ended up stuck. Plenty of us want to go back to our childhood and play around with toys all over again. It sure would be a lot simpler and more relaxing than going to work each day. But it doesn't mean to try the toddler's car, as you are one giant human for it. It looks like this girl should be able to just squeeze her head back through the bars, but she can't quite manage it. What is it with grown-ups thinking they can fit in kids' play equipment? You're too big for it. A group of Brazilian inmates dug a hole in their cell wall in order to try and bust out of prison. The second prisoner was too chunky to make it and got stuck, eventually yelling out in pain and drawing the attention of the guards. Over in Universal Studios, Japan, some roller coaster passengers found themselves hovering for hours up to 90 feet over the ground when the ride got stuck. It seems that this person decided to try and reach inside this clothes bin, which should be used for charitable purposes, to try and take out some of the garments inside. But karma bit them on the butt and they got stuck. Karma. You know the little voice in your head that says, this is a really bad idea? This guy stopped listening to that voice years ago. An Australian man was playing hide and seek with his wife and decided to hide in the washing machine. Unfortunately for him, he got stuck. so the fire department had to be called out. Apparently, they used olive oil to lubricate his body and help him squeeze out of there. Uh-oh, it looks like this guy was all dressed up for a wedding or some other special event when he got stuck inside a kid's swing. Uh-oh, this unfortunate Chinese man found himself totally stuck in a muddy river. He couldn't move his arms or legs, but he was too embarrassed to call for help, so he was waiting ages until some people spotted him and decided to help. This curvy girl can get most of her body through the bars, but it looks like her butt is still stuck on the other side. We really have no idea what this girl was thinking or how she managed to get her head stuck in the truck's exhaust, but that's what happened and she needs help, fast. This innocent woman was walking along, minding her own business, when one of her legs fell right down into a partially opened grate. Luckily, helpful passers-by came to her aid, but she looks pretty spooked with one leg dangling in the abyss like that. Kids do the silliest things, sometimes, but it's all a part of the learning process of life. This 4th grader was playing Star Wars with his buddy. He put a chair over his head while pretending to be Anakin Skywalker, but he got totally stuck in the process and had to be sawed out of there. Nobody wants to get stuck in a sewer. Nobody even wants to be in a sewer at all. This lady, however, dropped her phone through the grate and decided to go in after it. Chimneys are for Santa Claus. He's the only one who can fit up and down there because he's magical, obviously. Sadly, one guy missed the memo. He got locked out of his house and didn't want to call for help, thinking he could solve the problem himself by entering via the chimney. Firefighters had to be called to free him. Back in 2007, a burglar named Jeffrey Mumani tried to rob a CVS store in Florida. He got stuck in the ventilation shaft and had to be rescued, and then arrested. Funnily enough, Mumani got so sick of sitting in the vent, he was heard yelling, "I'm ready to go to jail, just get me out." This girl had to call the fire department to help her get out of a swing. It's easy to get into them, but almost impossible to get out without help. Maybe when he was younger, this guy loved playing around in this little house, but he needs to accept that he's just too big for it nowadays. This Irish guy thought it might be funny to try and fit into a baby chair at McDonald's. He probably thought he'd make his buddies laugh, and he did, but they were laughing at him, not with him, when he got totally stuck and had to be sawed out. This girl was probably laughing as she climbed into the little kiddie car, but then, as she began to realize the error of her ways, the laughter started to stop. Whoops! This woman got herself seriously stuck after trying to squeeze into a child's seat. Why do so many adults insist on playing around with things that just aren't made for them? Well, let's look on the bright side. Even if this skinny young girl got herself stuck between those beams and bars, she still got a great view of the field when the game gets going. This British man got himself stuck in a traffic bollard. He walked around town with the bollard on his head for a while before eventually being pulled out. What do you do when you see a gigantic pair of prop scissors? Put your head between the blades? Apparently. That's what this person did. But then realized they couldn't get back out. This Mexican prisoner was trying to bust out of jail, but he found himself totally stuck in the process. His plans were ruined, and he endured some painful moments hanging upside down until he was eventually freed. Being a mascot isn't easy. Over in Japan, it's even worse, as many of their mascots are absolutely huge, making it so hard for the folks inside those costumes to move around. Here's a collection of several of them getting stuck in ridiculous situations, from stairwells to train doors. Somehow, this girl decided to try and slam dunk herself through the basketball hoop, but she's a little bit bigger than the average basketball. This girl seems to have been doing some crazy parkour, climbing up or down the side of a building when she got her head stuck between some bars. They'll need to give Spider-Man a call to get her out of there. And here's another girl who thought it would be oh so funny to climb into one of those little kiddie cars and drive around for a while. Maybe it was fun, just until she realized she needed a hacksaw to get out. There are so many photos out there of people getting stuck in swings. Why do some people never learn the lesson that it's just not possible? Oh dear, this poor woman got her head stuck between the bus doors. It's amazing that the other passengers are just sitting around casually, not trying to help her or alert the driver. Diving into mud can seem so much fun until you actually do it, and then get half your body stuck underground with no way out. We have to say, we're really not feeling the choice of chandelier in this home. It's a little too leggy. Folding chairs are apparently a pretty popular way for people to get stuck. Remember kids, chairs are for sitting on, not for climbing through. If you want a good excuse to get out of work, just tell them you couldn't get out of bed because you got trapped inside it. Excuse me, ma'am, what are you doing down there? This one is actually pretty scary. There are many horror stories associated with malfunctioning elevators. This unlucky lady found herself stuck between the elevator doors and no way out, and someone else decided to take a picture of her just for laughs. Here's another girl who thought it would be fun to dive right through the basketball hoop. She nearly made it through, but the net got tangled around her chest. This unfortunate girl got stuck in a trash can. In that position, there's no way she's getting out without a lot of help. And there you have it, 70 silly people getting themselves stuck in crazy places and helping us all feel a little bit more intelligent in the process. Thanks guys, be sure to share this list around with your friends and family. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. That was all for our silliest human stories. Let us know in the comments which one was your favorite among all and why. Also, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell below as well. Watch more amazing videos on our channel and drop a comment if you have any suggestions about the next video. Thank you.